Hello friends, you are welcome to my YouTube channel Teach Yourself History, and we are learning about the 13th chapter of class 12 NCERT textbook, that is colonial cities. In today's video, children will learn about the policy of segregation, town planning and architectural style which was developed by East India Company. So first of all, we'll learn about the settlement and segregation policy and which was used in Madras. So, in 1639, British merchant constructed a trading post in Madraspatnam. This settlement was locally known as Chennapatnam. Okay, so you remember Chennapatnam, that Chennai name, present Chennai name is coming from that local name. Previously it was Madras, now it is known as Chennai. So it was Chennapatnam. But children, you should remember that the first factory or first trading port which was developed by East India Company was in Surat, but in South India it was Chennapatnam. A rivalry with the French East India Company led to fortified Madras. So that Chennapatnam or Madras city was fortified because of the competition with French East India Company. With the defeat of French in 1761, that is in Battle of Pondiwas, Madras became more secure. So British East India Company finally defeated the French East India Company in Battle of Pondiwas, and they secure more power and monopoly rights not only in Madras but in all over India. Second, we'll see segregation policy. So there are two types of towns which were developed in East India Company period. One town which was inside the fort was known as White Town, and second one is Black Town. So what is the first difference between White Town and Black Town? The only white people and Christians allowed to live within White Towns. What is Black Town? Black Town is the home of Indian weavers, artisans, middlemen and interpreters. Children, what happened? All these persons came here and they stayed outside the fort, and that city was known as Black Town. Second difference is all people lived inside the fort. In White Town, all people live inside the fort, but in Black Town, developed outside the fort. It was laid out in straight lines. Third difference, Fort St. George became the nucleus of White Town in Madras. But in Black Town, there are so many colonies which were developed during this period. In Black Town, there are so many colonies. Which are these colonies? Some example I gave here. That first one is Chintadripet, that is the colony of weavers. Second one is Washermanpet, that is the colony of dyers. And Royapuram, that is the colony of Christian boatmen. So many colonies were developed in Black Town, but in White Town there was only one nucleus, that is only one center, that was Fort St. George. Now we'll see a heading, City of Wide Expanse and Low Density. Madras is known as the city of wide expanse, and the population is very less in this Madras that period. How it is happened? Because in some places near to the port, some villages, suburban areas, which all these places were submerged, were included, were merged into the cities. That is it. This is the range of this Madras is very wide, and the population is very less in comparison of other cities. So who are living in the cities? Number one is Dubashish. Du matlab two, or Bashish is coming from the Bhasha. Two Bhasha. Those Indians who could speak two languages. Which are these two languages? The local language and English were known as Dubashish. What is the work of Dubashish? So those Indians who can't understand the English language, or the white people who came and cannot understand Madrasi, then or Tamil, then how they will communicate? So they are communicating through Dubasish. Number 2, Vellalars. Were Vellalars a rural caste who get initial job and took advantages of new opportunities? When Madras Patnam was set up, the first rural caste which get initial jobs in East India Company were Vellalars. Vellalars, you can say, they were the local jamindars. Number 3, Telugu Komatis. Telugu Komatis were a powerful commercial group that controlled grain trade in the city. Telugu Komatis. Number 4, Parayars and Veniyars. Who are these people? So these are laboring poor. Whatever labor, physical work required, these are done by the Parayars and Veniyars. Majority of the villages people were Parayars and Veniyars. Other than these four groups, there are other people who came and tried to get the jobs in Madras. That is Brahmanas, Arakot rulers also came and tried to get the jobs. Thank you, children. In the next part of video, we'll learn about the town planning, and that is through Kolkata.